that I knew somebody. Everybody needs someone, ain't that the truth? She told me all about her problems. I told her, honey, that's no problem. She didn't know the problem solver, now she does. Now that girl is free, free. Yes, she's free. Bye-bye to the one back there I used to. She used to be, say, free, free, yes. Hello, hello to the one the sun is making me. Good day to all my brothers. It's time to love each other. Leave all the past behind and take the lead. Let love break these shackles. If you wanna win, let's tackle. Everything is possible if we just believe. But you gotta believe in your mind. Yeah. Bye bye to the one back there. I used to be. Say, free in my mind. Hello to the one the sun is making me. With every mistake he guarantees, mercy and grace still follows me. Rid of the false identity, I know who I am. In him I live and I have my being. Said in his word I can do all things. If you're not ashamed, sing along with me. Raise your voice and scream. Yeah, I'm telling everyone I see, everyone that I am free. The one back there I used to be. Oh, Connecting the community through gospel. The new 107.9 FM, W300EB, Macon, and WDDO 980 AM, Perry, Macon. Connecting the community through gospel. The new 107.9 FM, W300EB, Macon, and WDDO 980 AM, Perry, Macon.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of the Glory 980 AM, the Glory Media Group, LLC, WDDO AM, its staff, management, or advertisers, but are the views and opinions of the participants of the broadcast.
Ask Elaine, better ask Elaine. Ask Elaine, better ask Elaine.
Okay. Want to welcome you to Ask Elaine. This is your voice, Commissioner Elaine Lucas, welcoming you to Ask Elaine. I hope that this is Mr. Engineer. Would you give me a signal as to whether we're okay or not? Because I have not touched anything. I want to let you know. Oh, hey, welcome to Ask Elaine. And I'm just so happy to be here with you. So happy that you have taken your time to join us. Those of you who've joined us on AM, FM, or you're watching us here on The Glory Live, we just want to welcome you. It's a wonderful day, beautiful day outside. And tomorrow we have a day where we can give thanks, not just because we have food and all of that kind of stuff, but we want to give thanks for all of the blessings that we have. And so I am just thankful for all of you. And if during the program today you want to call in, the number is here 478-250-1444, and let us know what you're thankful for and what you'd like to pay forward, a blessing going forward. And I see our special guest is coming in, none other than Reverend Dr. Henry Ficklin. We're just so pleased that he could take time today to come in and be with us on Ask Elaine. It's been a while. We've tried to get him, but his schedule is so very busy. He operates a department that just has so much going on. Just about everything that happens in the city falls really under community affairs. And so he is very, very busy, but we were lucky enough to be able to get on his calendar for today. We'll welcome Sharon Talton, Zantian Cotton, welcome. Randy Crawford and all the others. I know the rest of the gang is on their way on to Ask Elaine. We want to welcome you, Dr. Ficklin,
I'm glad to be here.
for being here. Yeah, yeah, it's great. It's great. I was just talking about the things that I'm thankful for, not only thankful for the people who've tuned in all of these years and supported us, but we are just thankful for a lot of the things, the freedoms we enjoy, and also the idea that we are smart enough to figure it all out.
And
And,
that is
yeah.
such a wonderful thought too, that we are smart enough to figure it all out. And I certainly think and believe that we're gonna figure it out.
Mhm.
I get pride in my heart when I think about Fonnie Willis up in Atlanta
Oh
and what
yeah,
she's
that
doing,
girl is bad.
and she certainly is. And
She
I said we will
shut your
figure it out.
mouth, didn't she tell? She told them, shut your mouth.
That's right, and she
Uh
was
huh.
ready for them too.
Uh
So there's
huh.
just a lot going on, and I'm just glad to be here to share with our listening audience and with you some of the things that we are doing, and we're hoping to come to fruition very soon here in the city of Macon. And certainly, I want to give a shout out to you for all of these years of being on the air, keeping people informed about the things that are going on, things that they need to go. I think you're a very wonderful part of keeping things moving forward in Macon. And I know that you have a year left when they put
Right.
the term limits in. I wish they had not put that in. I was never for it. But at the same time, I'm hoping that you'll continue this valuable, valuable service because we really need it.
Thank you. I do plan to do that, and I just hope people will continue to pray for the program and that we will be able to keep our supporters in line with us to help us to continue this program, especially Black Voters Matter. We want to welcome Pastor Lisa. We also want to welcome Wade Horton. We missed you at commission meeting last night, Wade. You have to give an account of yourself. And then we want to welcome Maria Bryant, who is Miss NAACP, along with Gwen Westbrooks. They are just all over the place. And we want to commend them for their salute to the veterans that took
Oh,
place
yes.
2 weeks ago.
On last Saturday, yeah.
Wonderful lunch in honor of the veterans. The veterans were just so proud to be recognized. And so we want to salute all of you. Ricky Crawford has joined us. Randy, I believe, was the first one on today. And I had said that the first person who joined us in the chat that I was going to thank them by giving them 2 tickets to the mayor's sneaker ball.
No.
And so I have those 2 tickets for, I believe it was Randy. Let me see. Yes, Randy Crawford was the very first one in the chat who posted in the chat. And so I have your tickets. They're general admission tickets to the mayor's sneaker ball. It's going to be at the Macon City Auditorium on Friday, December the 8th.
Hey,
So, see, Randy is my neighbor, so I'm going to just put these in your mailbox if that's okay. Unless you want to pick them up, then you can. But these are your 2 tickets, Randy, and thank you so much. There are a few other comp tickets floating around. They're general admission. They are not at the tables that are placed in there. Those are, of course, are a little, there's a cost to those, and there are some extra things that go with them. But and if you'd like to purchase your tickets, it's the sneaker ball, and it's the cutest thing. You dress all up, and then you get to wear your favorite sneakers, and it is just, it's a neat kind of thing. And last year's was just so well attended.
oh
It
yes, it
was a
was.
full house, wonderful food, great music. You get to see people that you haven't seen in a long time. They're dressed up. And I just love those kinds of occasions in Macon, Georgia, when people can dress up, get together, be cute and then see people, all at the same time. I just love that. And the sneaker ball was a grand event. The senator and I really enjoyed it. And if our knees hold out, we will be
Be
we
back
will be
again.
there again this year,
Yeah, I
every
thought it was a
year.
wonderful activity as well, and of course, to be able to see various people and then to dress up and then put your sneakers on. I
Oh
think
yeah,
it's something that is caught on around
it
the country, and
has.
people have been doing sneaker balls, and that is just really a wonderful thing. So I'm just so glad that the mayor wanted to go ahead and do a second. sneaker ball this
Hmm.
year. And of course, we are hoping that people will come out and be a part of it and just enjoy this time of the year and all of the kinds of things that we've been doing here at city
Right.
government.
There are a lot of things, and our hour goes by so fast, and the next thing you know, the time is just over, and you hear that music. So we're going to try to get in as much information as we can, Dr. Ficklin,
Okay.
today. But we do want to make sure that we reminded everybody of that on Monday evening at the Senior Citizen Center down in Carolyn Creighton Park. Senator Lucas and Representative Beverly are sponsoring a second town hall meeting. And it's on the special session that they will be going into on next Wednesday. And they will also be listening to citizens about their ideas as far as redrawing of the congressional district lines as well as the state rep and state senate redistricting that the judge has ordered the state of Georgia to do. And not only did he say that the state of Georgia had violated the Voting Rights Act, but he directed that certain things be done to correct it, to make sure that Black folks were represented in better percentages than the former legislature had drawn. In other words, they found that the folks who drew the lines before had discriminated against folks, and the Judge Jones, said, "Go back, do it again, do right." So we wanted to invite everybody. It is at 6 o'clock at the Senior Citizen Center down in Carolyn Creighton Park. Used to be Central City. It is now Carolyn Creighton Park. And you get a chance, if you have not yet seen the Senior Citizen Center, which is just so very popular. A lot of people, because my name, I was honored by my name being placed on it. It was simply because I had worked very, very hard to make sure that that got done. It is not my center. It is your center.
It is, it is. But you
It's
had
yours.
worked very untiringly with uh, Commissioner Alonzo Edwards when he was with us,
Hmm.
and many
Hmm.
others to make sure that that became a
Yeah, and the
realization.
senior citizens group.
Group,
They were
yes,
very, very active
very
in that.
active, yes, indeed. So
Mhm.
that is something that we can beat our chests about that we do have it, and
Yeah,
I was concerned about it being built, and now we find that we may have to add on to it later on because
yeah,
it has gotten very popular, and we need more and more seniors to come out
that's
and be a
right.
part and participate in. And I want to just go back to the drawing of the line, the district lines,
Right,
and the judge. Now, there's another judge that has come along and made a ruling that the only people who can file suit in the Voters' Rights Act with that law is the Justice Department. And I really, really am concerned about that, and I hope that it does not impact what has already been ruled by Judge Jones. That this judge won't come back and have some kind of detrimental effect on what they're trying to do by getting the lines drawn correctly so that we can get the right representation that we need in the Congress, U.S. Congress, as well as in the state Georgia State General Assembly,
right.
because we know that that has been off for a while in the General Assembly, and we've had those lines drawn in such a way that even though we have some good candidates to run for office, they were never able to, win the seat because of how the lines were drawn.
Right,
So
right.
I'm hoping that. Have you heard anything? Is that going to impact
The
that at all?
senator was concerned as well, just as that was his major concern. He said, "Dang, when we get up to the goalpost, to
Hmm.
kick the field goal, then they move the goalpost."
Yeah.
And so he was worried about that. So he called
Mhm.
a civil rights attorney who gave him the opinion that He didn't feel like it was going to impact
Hmm.
this, but you never know.
You never.
That is why we say all the time that every vote counts.
Exactly.
That candidate that lost the election over in Warner Robins by one vote,
Hmm.
he knows that every vote counts.
Counts.
And when we vote and put in place people who go and represent us, and then we put a president in office, then that president can then recommend folks for these courts. And the courts are the ones that are really cutting our throats these
Exactly.
days. And so your vote counts. It has just far reaching impact.
And this judge that made this last ruling about the Voters' Right Act, I think he was appointed by
It was
Trump.
a
Was
three
it
judge
was? I know,
panel.
yeah. About all
And
three
I
of them
think
was
all
appointed.
three of them were,
Well,
yes.
appointed by.
So it makes a difference.
Hmm.
He got through hundreds of his appointments. And the Republicans have held up a whole bunch of President Biden's
Appointments.
appointments. They've now, I think, broken through and started to um, approve some of the judgeships.
Mm.
But this is just so very important. And when you have these court cases and they go before these judges that are already prejudiced, look at down in Florida, that judge, what's her name?
Uh,
Kay, whatever. Anyway,
but she's a Trump
she
appointee.
is a Trump appointee, and she is doing everything she can. We know that Trump stole all of our documents out of our White House
Hmm.
and took them down to his club
Hmm.
home in Florida and had them all exposed. There's no telling what foreign agents went through there and what information they have on our country. And that case, unfortunately, had a Trump appointee appointed as the judge. How she got there, I just don't understand that process. But she is making rulings that favor Trump.
Yeah, she is.
And go ahead.
Yeah, she certainly is. And the other thing is that uh, this old senator that they elected over in Alabama that's holding up all of the military,
Tupperville.
Tupperville, that's
I
holding up
bet he
all.
didn't say all of that anti black stuff and anti human being stuff when he was sitting up in these black athletes' living room
Trying to
begging their
parents to
parents to
let
let
them.
them come and play football for him.
But now the real Tupperville is
The
coming
real
out,
thing
and
comes out.
I see that Pastor Watson has sent out a shout out, and I certainly am honored each time that she remembers. And I ran across someone yesterday. He and his wife were in Walmart, and they were telling me that he was telling his wife all that I did when
Hmm.
I was their teacher. So, and I really appreciate this. Uh, they've been civically involved, and of course, Pastor Watson has been very involved and engaged in the community.
Yeah.
And she says that when she went to the state capitol, I was telling somebody that they a lot of these kids had never gone
Right.
to
Right.
Atlanta before, and it means something. I'm just so sorry that now the school board is not letting kids go on field trips and things that they used to go on because it touches their life in
It's a
such a way
shame. It's
that
a
it
shame.
has a forever impression upon them,
Yeah.
and they get involved. And I appreciate you saying that. Uh, my daughter Lisa,
Hmm.
that you want to let people know that I've been doing that, and I certainly appreciate that so much.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really nice when okay, Rhonda Bird is on,
Okay,
um, and I think Harriet Taylor
all
is
right.
on with us. Um, okay, I think we called everybody, but as you come on, we certainly do want to recognize you and thank you all for tuning in and supporting Ask Elaine. And we appreciate oh, Wade Horton says his brain went to sleep and the reason he missed the commission meeting and he got mixed up with the holiday holiday meetings.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. But he is on the case all the time
always,
on our
always.
behalf. And those of you who have perfect vision, some of you sit and complain, and I never see you at a meeting advocating on behalf of people. Nobody's going to bother you if you do that. They will respect you even more if you take a stand for what's right and against what's wrong.
That's
So,
right.
anyway, we want to remind you, Randy Crawford, that we have two tickets for you for the Mayor's Sneaker Ball. That will be on December the
Hey,
8th. That's a Friday, December 8th. What, a week and a half
oh yeah, we can have
from here,
away.
and it's a dressy event, and you wear your sneakers, wear your favorite sneakers. So we want to remind them of that. We want to thank all those who tuned in on AM, FM, and those who've joined us here on the Glory Live. We want to thank these folks at the station who help to keep our program on the air. I don't touch anything. They got a sign that says, Elaine Lucas, do not touch any of our knobs or anything around here. So I don't touch anything, but they help to keep us. So we want to salute all of them and wish them the happiest of Thanksgivings and enjoy the food. Enjoy, enjoy. People tell you don't eat too much. I say enjoy your family, enjoy your friends, enjoy that good food because I tell you, some people surely can cook. We're going to go to my sister's in Jackson. That's the cake lady.
Oh yeah.
And each of us will be taking different stuff. I'm doing the cabbage. I make a fried cabbage dish. I'm taking that and potato salad, and then the mac and cheese.
All
Those are my
right.
three dishes that I'll be taking. And of
You're
course,
you're winning potato
my
salad.
winning, you're right, you're right. That winning, the people were about to lick the bowl over there at Lizzie Chapel a few months back. And what was it that you had? You were in the cooking contest too. What
Yeah,
did you?
I had chicken cacciatore.
Oh yeah, yeah. It disappeared too. Now the winner was what's that old girl
Judy
over there? Oh,
Judy
Judy
Gordon.
Gordon.
Yes,
She beat us out with
she
her
had
shrimp
shrimp
and
and grits.
grits, and they were licking the plates on that too. Those are the kinds of events that we love participating in. We have busy schedules, but we love participating in things like that. And it was to help aid our youth
Yes,
in the
indeed.
community. So we were very, very happy. Harriet Taylor has joined us. Good evening to you. And who else do we have? Okay, all right. We don't want to miss anybody. We're going to go now to the different kinds of things that the Macon Bibb government is handling. Some of the major things that you might have questions about. And those of you who are with us, if you want to call in and ask about any specific things, we'll be glad to take your call. If you would like to place a question or comment in the chat, we would love for you to do that. The call in number is 478 250 1444. You've tuned in to Ask Elaine. This is your voice, Commissioner Elaine Lucas, thanking you for tuning in. Our very special guest today is none other than Reverend Dr. Henry C. Ficklin, who is the executive director of
Community.
community affairs for Macon Bibb County. And he has all of the information that you might want to know about any and all of the things that are going on. And there's a lot going on in Macon Bibb County. So we want to welcome you again, Dr. Ficklin, to Ask Elaine. Denise Digby is on.
No, that's Denise. That's one of my former
One of
students.
your
Yes, indeed.
students. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's really nice to have former students to I saw the brother of one of my former students. She was my little protege. She is now a teacher in the school system, and her son has been previously a student at EL High School Academy,
Oh,
and he was one of our little babies from the down at the Teen Parent Center. And so we want to welcome all of you. Dr. Picklin, you want to go ahead and start telling us about some of the larger projects that are going on, and then also how people can be involved. Because a lot of people sit back and they don't know all the details, and then they have negative comments. It's because they don't know
yeah,
what the project is about. So I'm going to let you go ahead and share.
yeah, and they don't know how to get involved with certain things. I'm gonna start and try to remember all the things that I know. I'll forget some of the things, but recently, and about a day or two ago, this week, I had another uh, kind of chore placed on my responsibility, and that's the mayor wants me to represent he and the city with the affordable housing and dealing with the banks so that we can get the banks to help provide down payments for people. We're trying to make sure that people have a way to get down payments so they can become homeowners. And
Right.
of course, we know that there's a lot going on with the blight program, and we've already torn 100, but
Hundred.
I think we've torn down two since that
Yeah.
600 house.
Yeah.
And of course, when we came into office, the number of houses that had been torn down was 8. And now in 3 years, he's torn down 600 houses in various communities, helping the communities to look better and stopping some of the complaints about
Hmm.
people living in abandoned houses and what have you. So all of that is very, very positive in my life. But so we're now going to be looking at helping people to get down payments so that they can get housing. And we're hoping that we're going to get a lot more housing coming into Macon. And that's one of the best things that can happen is when you get housing, people have a place that they can come and live and raise their families. And so that's
Right.
one of the big things that the mayor has as a part of what he wants to do and improve Macon.
And
He,
there is a shortage,
uh,
and there are a number of people who are having to live in hotels.
and then there's a number of people who are living on the streets. I was
That's
just talking
right.
with a pastor last night because I came by his church and they had to set up camp on the porch of his church. And I told him, I said, you know, you need to get something down there because those people that's living at the church is
Hmm.
a downtown
Hmm.
church. And so he called me back today and let me know that he really thanked me for letting him know. But he said he didn't know it was that bad. They had clothesline and everything out there on the front
Oh,
porch.
yeah,
So housing is a definite
it
need
is.
in Macon and Bibb County. And then we need some more housing for people who are dealing with various kinds of challenges in their lives. And so that is another kind of
Hmm.
thing that the mayor wants to make sure that you know about and that you know how to assess those kinds of services. One of the things that I was really proud about is the land swap that recently occurred. And it was last Friday when they made the announcement between the urban the urban authority, the
And the
industrial
atrium.
center and atrium, yes,
Atrium.
so
Hmm.
that they could really swap some of the things because down on Cherry Street, those buildings that were owned by atrium have just been sitting there, and so
Right.
now we essentially swapped them, and now they belong to the urban authority. I know that it's going to be some good work going on
Right.
there because they do a good job of making sure that things come alive. And they are
Right.
two
They're
great
going to
buildings.
reopen the health
The
club
health
down
club is
there, and there needs to be another health facility
in the
down
downtown
there.
area,
Yeah.
yes. And then I
Yeah.
think that this also we're trying to see if they can get some interest in another hotel
Right.
downtown because
Absolutely.
Hotel 45 has done such a wonderful job since it's
I
been open.
understand they're doing very well.
Yes, and then it's right there by the auditorium, so that's a very good venue for it to be
Mhm.
next to.
Mhm.
And when things come there, people rent those rooms and what have you. And so across the street from there, on Cherry at the corner of Cherry and First is another building that the atrium has had. They put some offices in there, but that building can be designed and modified like the
For housing.
yeah, for housing
Hmm.
and for a hotel possibly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's a lot of good things going on, and we're just happy that people are accepting what this mayor has brought to bear and has shown that he really wants to improve Macon-Bill County. And I
Hmm.
remember he always said that this was his hometown and he wants to improve it. And so he's doing that and doing a lot of other good things.
Hmm.
Now, one of the things that I like about when I first came to serve in this particular position, I asked him, tell him what it would let them go into different departments and work with the professionals there and learn the job and develop a real uh, love for government, for public service. And then that creates opportunities. Wasn't there one who was hired, the chamber hired one of the interns, didn't they? Mm. Mm. Oh, that's great. But there's nothing like on the job training where you develop to get those skills and then that increases the likelihood that you will get a good job the first time. So it really does help. Now, how does one to get into the internship program? You have to be, you said, a junior, sophomore, freshman in college. Um, right, right. Some of the things we look at really technical difficulty. And so our wonderful engineer here is going to get us straight. But we know we want to hear and this thing still. Okay. All right. I know y'all will let us know. We appreciate it because y'all want to hear every word of us. And we want you to hear it. And so,
but we do hope that you heard the information about the internship program. Dr. Stickling is spearheading that, and that's something he's been an advocate for a long time, where freshmen, sophomores, and juniors in college apply for the internship program, and they are placed in various departments to learn firsthand about what's going on. Is it still messed up? Okay.
I guess he wanted to continue to talk so he can hear.
Okay. Oh, okay. And Pastor Lisa says, Dr. Stephen, you need to repeat everything he said.
She couldn't get it out.
Yeah, yeah. But the internship program, we just said that it's okay. Rhonda Bird says it's better, and Pastor Lisa says it's clear. We're back. See, that's why they have an engineer in here to make sure we're okay, and we do appreciate that.
But
Well,
basically, we were just saying that we have an internship program. It's called the Mayor's Internship Program, and of course, he uh, instituted that when I got down there. And we have kids who are in college. Maybe I don't know if you would cut kids, but students who are in college, they're freshmen, sophomore, junior, or senior, and they are placed in a department where they have an interest at. And of course, when they are in that department, they have an opportunity to have get firsthand knowledge
mhm,
about how things work in government. And of course, we've had several of them to be hired on permanently. We were just saying with one young lady in HR. She, we, I think we're going to change her interest because she was wanting to be in psychology, but
uh-huh.
she's been working in HR, and there's some psychological things she can do in there, and she has just fallen in love with it. So she has been hired
That's
permanently
great. That's
with the
great.
city, uh, with the city government, and of course, I mean the county government, city county. Since y'all changed
Yeah,
it
yeah, y'all did.
up. But it's a wonderful program, and we look forward each year to getting the kids when they come out of college. Come, for their breaks or what have you, the
Yeah,
summer breaks that they can work in an internship program. It's
yeah.
been really, we've had several work over in the DA's office and, of course, in the municipal court. And they have just enjoyed the experience and give them a hand up on going to law school and what have you. We have several who want to go to law school, and we put them in places where they can learn some things about
That is great.
how the legal system works. Now, the other thing, we have another program,
The
uh, that
GCAPS
is
with the
GCAPS
younger
program with the
students.
younger
Yeah.
students who are in high school, 10th, 11th, and 12th graders. And of course, that is a wonderful program as well. And they uh, also apply, and they are screened and they come in. And of course, well, I think that this year, well, it seems like we got more
Oh, you got
participation and a
yes,
grand
yes,
participation
yes.
than we've had in former years. And of course, they all enjoy it and they get exposed to various things and how government operates. And so it helps them determine what they want to do when they do go to
Mhm,
college. So
mhm.
those are wonderful programs that we have here for our youth. And so that we know that we need to do something for people coming behind us because
Right.
we're not going to always be here. And so that they would have some kind of knowledge and operation about government and know what they need to do to keep things going well. Now, I know that another thing that you probably have seen in the news, and of course, and that is the operation that's going on at the Macon Mall. And
Oh, the make 'em y'all. When that was first announced, I said on this program, and y'all will remember that we talked about what a great thing that was going to be, especially for that side of town. And tell them about the different things that are located now at the mall
okay.
or will be online very soon.
Oh, yes, indeed. And I see a question about the age of
Age
the
of those
GCAPs.
participants.
They start in the 10th grade. We don't look at the age. We look at the grade that they're in. If they're in the 10th grade, then they can apply for the program. And now we have kids who were in the 10th grade applied, they're in the 11th grade. Now they love it so much they want to do 3 years in the program. And of course,
And that's great.
that's great for, because every year there's something new that they can learn and be exposed to. What's going on at the mall just recently?
Uh-oh.
There was the showing of the pickleball course. I think we're gonna have one. Right
It's
now it's
the
the largest
largest.
in the country of pickleball. And it's an indoor court, and of course I didn't realize all this about pickleball. I coached tennis when I was teaching high school, but now pickleball has gotten to be so popular. And I looked
Yeah.
at one racket costing $300. I said, oh,
Ooh,
and this is really something that's gonna bring in a lot of revenue to our area because pickleball has gotten, I think it's the most popular growing sport now
right,
all over the
right,
America.
right.
And of course, we have those courts out there. And of course, they really being finalized now.
Hmm.
And that's one of the things that's going to be at the Maker Mall. And of
There are
course,
tournaments coming up too, making because we have all of those pickleball courts,
oh,
and
yes,
then to have an indoor facility
facility.
too. Now you know we don't like that sun,
Yeah. And
so being inside, and then there are memberships available, for what I
yes,
understand,
there are
and
memberships.
very very inexpensive participation fees, and
Uh,
so that local citizens who think they might be pushed out of their own facility, this provides a way for them very inexpensively to play. I think Reverend David Stanley's wife is a pickleball
oh,
enthusiast.
oh,
She
yeah.
play she plays a lot,
Oh,
and as people get into it, they just love it because it's not like tennis, it's not like ping pong, it's somewhere kind of in
in between,
between.
yes.
But some people say you do have to kind of build up your stamina, but any kind of exercise is good.
It
And
is.
so I just think that is
Yeah, that's one of the
just great.
major things that's going on at the mall. And of course, we just recently visited with our GCAPS, the Board of Election that's
Oh
there.
yeah.
And that's going to
Oh
be
yeah.
inside. And when people have to have long lines now, they don't have to deal with the weather.
Inside.
It's going to be inside. And it is a beautiful facility, too. And
That
of
you
course,
paid for.
yes,
It's
it is. It's
yours.
yours. That's right.
Yeah,
I tell the kids all the time. I say, I got to tell y'all that this belongs to you. Because they asked me, can we? I
exactly.
said, yeah. I said, it's yours. I said, Elaine, Commissioner Lucas would get on me if I didn't let you know that this
That's
belongs to
right.
you.
That's right.
And of
You pay
course,
for this stuff.
they appreciate me saying that because it kind of relieves them.
Hmm.
Sometimes they will have some apprehension about doing something. Elaine said, it's yours.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're
Yes,
paying
indeed.
for it, so
Mm.
you need to use it.
And we're going
Need
to
to
have
use it.
the library is going to be there.
Yes.
At the Macon Mall, and of course, all of the agencies that we can get in there. Of course, like the regional commission is going to be moved there. The
P and Z is
PNZ,
going to be.
the Urban Authority, all of those places. It's going to be like a one-stop shop for you. And then there's still going to be some businesses that will be there
Hmm.
at the mall,
Hmm.
and just
Old time is still there,
old time.
yeah.
Yeah.
They were gonna leave. I
Hmm.
heard this right before the announcement was made about the gift
Hmm.
to us by the owner, the
Hmm.
whole group. It had been sitting there and they gifted it to us. Old Town was going to leave the mall and I think one other place because unfortunately there had been some, stuff going
Hmm.
on, negative stuff. And once they found out that all of this development was going to be happening, I think the mayor was able to talk him out of leaving because
Hmm.
they didn't know all of this was about to happen. I wouldn't leave either.
No, and then around the mall, there's a lot of
Yeah,
development.
yeah.
And the amphitheater is, if you see it, it's
Oh
coming
goodness.
into fruition, and it's going to be a beautiful place. And they're opening in the spring. We're going to have concerts, and of course, all of that is just wonderful for Macon because it's a ideal location right off of 475, right off of 75. right here at this interchange. It's going to be wonderful for making it. And what you have to look
Hmm.
at is that the neighborhoods that are there are going to experience impact from that. That's
Oh
going to be
yeah.
positive for them. And then young people are going to be able to get jobs because there's going to be a lot of jobs and businesses open up. I think the old Charlie, someone is
Oh
looking
yeah. I
at that
think so.
opening back up.
Hmm.
And we had a lot of things that were closed down and closing down in that part of town. But the mayor wanted to revitalize that part of town, and I think that we call it we say the old mall, but no, it's just the mall.
It's just the
It's just the
mall.
mall, and
Yeah.
that's where it is. And it is. It's the only real mall,
Yeah.
and so that's something that we are very proud of. That is shaping up and coming into fruition. And want you to know again that it belongs to you. It
Right.
is
And if
yours.
you have some property over that way,
Hmm.
over by the mall, the mega mall, you might want to hold on
To
to
it.
it,
That's right.
because if you decide to sell it, you will make a lot of money off of it. And if you decide to keep it and have your own business over there, you are going to do well. All you got to do is cater to that large, huge number of people that are going to come. In addition to that, the commission has supported the recommendation to pave all of Presidential Parkway, to
Oh,
resurface that as a part of our work in paving all the streets, getting the streets in order. We know that for years and years there have been requests for street paving and all of that, but there's been limited funding for that. But there is a plan, a streets plan in place where future monies and also future SPLOST monies will be used for taking care of the streets. And in the next year or so, you're going to see Presidential Parkway resurfaced and made nice again. And I guarantee you it's going to fill back up with businesses. And then Joe Tamplin Boulevard on the east side, there was a recommendation to resurface that entire strip because a lot of trucks come in to service the East Macon industrial park. And by the way, two or three businesses have they've broken ground or
mhm.
cut the ribbon to start up their business on the east side. So a lot of people are discouraged because Walmart is gone. But that decision was made somewhere not in Georgia.
Yes, right.
It was made by a corporate office several years ago. And it had nothing to do with crime or anything else. It was a corporate decision. A lot of these businesses are closing down. I think I read where Kohl's is closing just about all of their stores nationwide, and they do it in phases. And it looks like somebody was telling me about the Krispy Kreme over on the east side. And the real story is it's not that Krispy Kreme decided to leave the east
Hmm.
side. Quick Trip
It's going to
has
be
that whole block,
block.
that whole area there near the interchange.
And they might put some Krispy Kreme
They
donuts in
might,
there.
they might, but the thing is, they did not renew the lease
Hmm.
for the new owners did not renew the lease for Krispy Kreme on that little corner there, which is a terrible place, anyway.
Yeah, you couldn't get in there to get the
No,
donuts when
no.
you really wanted some. But there's a
So,
lot of great development going
yeah,
on the east
yeah,
side, and I know
yeah.
that it's something that you are very proud of because you pushed for many years to get that type of development going on over there. And then that's also the housing development going on
Oh,
over there.
yeah,
All of
yeah.
those things are going to be very, very impactful. For the livelihood and the quality of life of citizens that live in Macon. I see at the time, it seemed like you said
Oh,
that
this
we
time
always,
goes by
but
so
I wanted
fast.
to point out one other thing that you all received a presentation on last night from our small business, uh, what is
Development.
development small business on Sharice Stephen Merriweather. She gave a very progressive kind of report, And one of the things that she's been working very diligently with is getting black businesses to uh, go into a business that the city can use their products in.
Right.
And see,
Right.
a lot of people, and some of the questions that was asked of her last night, I would say, well, she just can't make people go in. If they go into business, they go into maybe some beauty product or what have you. The city
But
doesn't
the
buy
city
that.
doesn't
We
buy
don't
that.
buy
Yeah.
that. But of course, but the things that the city does use, we need to encourage more minorities to go ahead and go into that type of business,
Right.
so that because there is a very friendly atmosphere now to invite minorities in and get them in business. And one of the things that she has been doing is she put things online, and I like this gig program where there might be just one little job that the city wants done,
Like
and
cleaning
like
off
clean,
an
yeah,
area,
yeah,
a corner,
picking up
or
some trash or
right.
cutting some grass, and of course they can apply for that. People who are in business who have this lawn business, and the young man who was down there with his lawn business, he was just
Yeah.
overjoyed because this is the first time that a minority business has
Yeah.
had the
He
opportunity.
he got a contract to do some lawn care
Yeah,
work out on what Eisenhower
and
Parkway.
he also does the
And
Little Richard Park up here,
uh-huh. Uh-huh.
and he just overjoyed by it
Oh
because
yeah.
at one time minorities didn't get this
Right.
opportunity, and now they have this opportunity.
Right.
And Sharice is working very hard to make sure that they understand the process and become a city vendor and
Mm-hmm.
all those things. Because I've had people ask me things, and of course I work right with Sharice and making sure that they understand and become a vendor, get a business license. A lot of people,
Catering.
yeah,
Catering. The city
a
has a
lot
lot
of
of
catering. That's right.
food events. If
Exactly.
you're in the catering business, of course, you got to have your
You get
license.
your
You
license out.
got to have these other things legal. You got to be in order. And so, Sharice, the small business department can help to give you an order of a checkoff list
and,
of
and,
things
and it's
that you need to
and it's
do to be a
free of charge
legitimate
too.
business.
It has no
You pay
charge for
for
it.
it. That's your department.
That's right. That's your department,
Uh
and she's
huh.
done that to work to help you. And I just think that she has done a wonderful job because I was saying last night as she gave her report, we have never had this. Now, when I was on the city council, they had to give a monthly report of
Right.
what
Right.
minorities had come in, but we didn't have the same kind of system that
Right.
she has put in place. And I
It's
think
in
that
the
it's really worked.
charter now
Yeah,
that we must have
a
an
certain amount.
Office of Small Business Development.
Hmm.
And even though the percentage of those that we're buying from that are minorities is not satisfactory, there is a goal, there is a plan to work on that, to work toward that. And the main thing is for folks who have a business to make sure your business is in order and to make sure that you make contact with our small business development arm so that you can get the help that you need. Also, the Small Business Administration office through the University of Georgia that you pay for with your state money is out on Riverside Drive near the second mall, and you can get free classes, you can get information. When I started the school, I went and took a class called Starting a Business. And I was able to go ahead and get some contacts to get a business loan to help with setting up EL High School Academy. So there are a lot of different things that you can get help with if you truly want to do it right and have a business that can be sustained and where you won't go out of business the first 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, now see, Mr. Cotton is asking about is this work you are talking about done on city property and county property? What we're talking about is the needs that the county have, and of course, cutting grass. But yes, it's done on city and county property because the city has a need to have those uh, uh, throwaways and those uh, uh, what is it called curves and all those kinds
Mhm.
of things because we want them to look nice. And of course, if you go down 75 and see overgrown things that you wouldn't
Mhm.
feel good about it. But yes, that's done
Yeah.
on city
Mr.
property and county property.
Engineer, is it possible for us to get just a few more minutes? I hear that music, but we're not. Just give me a thumbs up if we can have a little more time. We don't want to disrupt anything, but that was you. Okay, we're all right, Doctor.
Okay, no, yeah. Well, the host, is you going ahead and talking with the engineers, but I want to try to get somebody asked about the young people. Yeah, they do need to get their house and their affairs in order,
Yeah,
so that they can take advantage of this opportunity
yeah,
that's being set before them. Because we don't know what the future is going to be, but we have a mayor now who has decided that he is going to do things to empower people and give them opportunities to make good in business and just create the kind of synergy in Macon and Middle Georgia that we see in other places, Atlanta and what have you, all those places. That can happen here in Macon. We are
yeah,
the center of the city, and I think that he has declared from the get go that he won't make them to change for the better so that all lives will be affected very positively. And we're seeing those things come into fruition as we speak and as we go day by day. It's always something good. So, yes, uh, start a business. We want you to start a business. Start a business so that you can do business with the city of Macon. And I'm looking for somebody to start a battery business because as we go forward, uh, batteries for these automobiles is going to be a very, very important uh, business to be in. And I think that it's going to do well. So uh, I just threw that out there that maybe
mhm.
somebody who knows about the battery function of things,
All
and that would
right,
be a good business to
all
go
right.
into.
Mr. Cotton says that he thought that was the job for Public Works to do all of that work. And it would be nice to think that our Public Works Department could do all that. But we have a scaled down Public Works Department. There are not as many folks since we privatized the garbage collection. So the folks in public works are just angels. They do a tremendous amount of work. However, with all of the parks that we have, recreation centers, all of the cemetery, all of these different things where work has to be done, there's no way in the world that our public works department can get all of that done. So there are individual smaller contracts, and this is what we're talking about, that small businesses can do business with Macon Bibb County. If you come and you enter into a contract to do smaller jobs with some of the major contractors, or do put in your own request to do business by cutting and landscaping some of the smaller areas in Macon Bibb County. It's just impossible for Public Works to do everything. That's one of the reasons why we have the convenience centers
Oh, yes.
put in place too, where you can take your own stuff
Mm-hmm.
and deposit it in an
The
organized
convenience
way.
centers. Mm-hmm.
One is on 11th Street, down below where Public Works is located downtown. And there's another one off of Montpelier
Avenue,
Avenue, and
yeah.
I've forgotten the name of the street. But if you're in the area of the Miller senior apartments, Miller, Old Miller Senior
Senior
High
high school.
School,
Uh-huh.
across from there, the convenience center, and there will be one in every section of town eventually. There are
Exactly.
two that have been opened so far. And you all you have to do if you're a citizen of Bibb County is take your driver's license and show it, because we don't want folks from other places bringing their trash, dumping it. And no, it is not for folks who go and do some work, can get paid, and then go dump your that
No,
stuff
no.
in there. It is for individual households
Households, that's
to
right.
take your truck of trash and you can take it to one of the convenience centers and then go drive in and place your boxes. You can place your old books. You can place your whatever it is that you have, your medals, your this, your that,
that you want to
um,
get rid
that
of.
you want to get rid of.
Mhm.
And the county has it all organized for you so that you can get rid of that
Because
stuff.
we have too many places in Macon. I was just thinking in Unionville when you said that, that they're going to just dump stuff on the side of the road, and it really causes the community to look bad and deterioration, and then kids have to walk by there and they get a bad impression of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of this
Mm-hmm.
is how the mind works, and kids
Right.
who come in a neighborhood that has a lot of trash dumped on. That's why uh, clean streets matter, and we want
Yeah.
our
Yeah.
streets to be clean so that it would impact the mindset of our children, so they would understand that you just don't throw paper out the window
Right.
and do things like
Right.
that.
Right. It is a mindset. It is training, just like anti-violence is training and all of that. And that's something else that the county has pushed using your money that
Hmm.
came back here. And I think it was $77 million
Yes.
that Macon Bibb County got. The school board got 110 million
Mhm.
that should be used for some field trips and some other things. But some of y'all got to get on the school board and help a little bit with that. But
Exactly.
anyway, talk about making violence prevention.
Make violence prevention is a concept and a program that the mayor put in place, as you said, using some of the money. And what he did was a lot of groups in the community have been trying to do things and not, you know, being very successful because they didn't have the money to do it well. But the Macon Violence Prevention provided funds for a lot of these youth groups, and I know some youth groups. That was one of the things that I did is to help with a lot of these become uh, registered with the Secretary of State to get a 501c3, so that then they could apply and they could do some of the things that that they wanted to do and they had been doing, but now they will have the funding to do some things to help our children stay off the street, have them engaged in positive activities, have them engaged in things that's going to build them as better citizens. And of course, we have seen the impact that this money and these programs have done, and they are very positive. And I hope that it will continue as we go forward, and more people understand that they need to get, as somebody said earlier, the affairs in order. And that is to get the right kind of association with the Secretary of State and get you a 501c3. And then you make your application to the Community Foundation. And there have been so many wonderful things happen. And we see kids engaged in things that they were not formerly engaged in. And we know that the outcome is continuing to be good and good and good.
Right. The commission passed a resolution yesterday on mental health. And I think all of the commissioners signed on. It was sponsored, major sponsor was Mayor Miller. And of course, I signed on as a
Mhm.
co sponsor because we've had a number of guests on here talking about mental health issues and how, under the violence prevention program, there are some entities that have been funded to provide additional violence prevention and mental health services in the community, and it is so vital. So I was glad to see that resolution, which simply stated that we wanted our congress people as well as our state legislators to push for greater mental health services, because people always want to say, I'm not crazy, I'm not crazy. All of us have some stuff that
Mhm.
stresses us out that we need to have some help with. And the sooner we realize it and get us some help, then the better off we will be, and the sooner we will recover from. Everybody has things that happen in their lives that throw them for a loop. You lose somebody that is just like your other half,
And they need
you lose your job, you divorce,
mhm,
you so many different
things,
things that can throw
and
you
they
for a loop.
and they need assistance and help to get them through this and not to
Right.
be put in jail because right now
Exactly.
the jailhouse is really the biggest mental hospital that we have,
It
and you
is.
can imagine the kind of treatment they get there. And on that note, we just lost one of the uh, I guess pioneers of making sure that people had good mental health, and that is Rosalind Carter. Her
Oh
passing just the other
yes,
day.
yes. Former
Uh,
First Lady
yeah,
of Georgia and the United States,
and
Rosalynn.
she was that was one of her main things, that she wanted to do something about getting mental health treatment for people. And I think that she lived long enough to see it become one of the items that was addressed by Congress and is now being addressed by various groups, because mental health is something that, as you already studied,
Mhm.
that any of us could fall in a state of depression and need some mental treatment. And of course, one of the things that we have happened all over the city, a lot of these homeless people, they really need mental
They have mental health
health
issues.
issues,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they need that treatment. So we're just glad to see that that particular resolution that was passed by the commission last night is going forth, and we know that this administration under Mayor Miller has invested a lot of resources to make sure that there are places that people can go and get the kind of counseling that they need and the kind of, I guess, guidance and help and treatment that they need to address the mental issues that are
right.
so prevalent in our community.
That's right. That's right. Now, are there other issues that you'd like to bring to our attention as our time races to an end?
Yeah, it, I'm aware of many things that are going on, and I don't think we have enough time to talk about them. But if
Hmm.
there's a particular question that someone has, I'll be more than happy to try and answer it. Homelessness and mental health, those are very important
Hmm.
topics
Hmm.
that we need to always be cognizant of and try
Ava
to address.
Henderson is on. Welcome. We're so glad to have you. And we just want you, we're going to end this by thanking you once again. We're so thankful for all of you. And we're going to ask Dr. Fickling if he would share with us just a closing remark concerning thankfulness, being grateful for what you have and not complain about what you don't have. Just be grateful because you have so much more than you think.
And thank you for asking to do that. I certainly want, in doing this Thanksgiving season, for us to remember other places in the world that are not as blessed as we are. I was watching the news this morning with the situation over in the Middle
Oh
East
yeah.
with Hamas
Yeah.
and Israel
Yeah.
and the West Banks. And I was really thankful to know that now they're trying to work out of getting these hostages
Mhm.
back. And this
Mhm.
little 3-year-old girl,
Baby, there's a 10-month-old baby
yeah,
that's being held.
your heart just
Just
goes out.
imagine that.
And when you think about what we have in our country, I'm glad that we have a legal system that is bringing to bear on those persons who tried to topple our government.
Mhm.
And we are hoping that uh, people will not fall into that again, that they're going to put somebody in place who has no respect for all of the years that we've been building. And we are a work in progress as a country. And so we need to be thankful that God shared his grace upon us, because we are a blessed nation. We are a blessed people to be here in this country. And this is a good time to tell the Lord thank you. And
Yeah.
certainly, I want
Yeah.
to add in about the COVID that we hopefully we're over that particular hurdle now. There are treatments that you can get, and if you hadn't gotten your shots, you need to go get your flu shot,
Yeah.
your COVID shot,
Yeah.
and your RSV shot if you
Yeah.
qualify for that. Because these are things that this administration under Biden made sure that we were protected and put those things in place. And
and drop the price of insulin
oh yes,
for millions of folks. It can't be more than what,
$35
$35.
something
I
like
mean,
that.
what else do you want? Sure, you
Yeah.
let him stumble as long as that brain is working.
Hmm.
All of us stumble
Yes, indeed.
on something
That's right.
for some reason.
But we do have
So
a wonderful time to be thankful in this
we do.
Thanksgiving season. We've gone through, I guess, about 3 years of, we didn't know which way to turn, but now things are looking up, and we need to be thankful in this Thanksgiving season.
We do. Thank you so much, Dr. Ficklin, for joining us. I'm just so pleased that you were here today. We use that slogan that you get smarter when you listen or participate with Ask Elaine each week. And we hope that that is truth, that that is true for all of you who joined us. So, and we want to express our condolences to the families who have lost loved ones or who are dealing with things that you need some help with. There is help. There is help. So just seek that help. And we want to thank all of you. Wish you the happiest Thanksgiving. There's a group that's going to be servicing, providing meals for the homeless down near daybreak on
Okay.
tomorrow. EL High School students have a community service project where we will be donating the water to go along with those meals. We do that on a continuous basis. And we want to thank you and Pastor Lisa and Dr. Butler and a number of other people for serving as advisors to our EL High School board. Thank you for that for many years
And
from its
I just
inception.
want to add before we go off the air is that the Thanksgiving meals are for people who are homeless, and not only homeless, but people in houses are hungry too.
Yeah, yeah.
We had at Mount Vernon Baptist Church under the direction of uh, Lindsay Fitzpatrick Opuku, who's our youth director, and she fed last Saturday, which was the 18th, more than 350
Oh
people.
my.
And we just put a few signs out, and people were just showing up from
Mm-hmm.
everywhere. We were wondering
Mm-hmm.
where all these people come from.
Mm-hmm.
It let us know that there is a situation where people
Right,
need food and that
right,
they are hungry.
right.
And so if you can do something from your table to help someone this Thanksgiving, be thankful that you have a table that you can spread, and remember that there are people who
That's right.
need food, and
That's
if you can
right.
share with them, that would be something that you would be
And you
blessed
will
for.
get it back so quickly. When you do something from your heart, it comes right back around to you so fast, and you just are startled at how fast that blessing came back to you. Thank you all so much.
And
On
happy
Happy
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving from Lucas family, Thicklin family, all of Macon's servant leaders. So we'll see you again next week. Herbert Denard will be our special host for next week, and he'll be talking about community events. So tune in for Ask Elaine again next Wednesday from 3. Thank you so much and have a great Thanksgiving.
Amen.
Connecting the community through gospel. The new 107.